welcome to the viewers of Pilipu TV. We bring to you again another content filled, another message filled, sometimes entertainment filled, promotions filled, community service program here. We have a very special guest today with us here, Mr. Kiran Palla. He is a person with passion, mission, organization, and vision, all four combined together. And as we go through his life story here right now, and as we go through his vision for his organization here right now, you will see that how he has brought together all these four towards the betterment of the community, his friends, his family, and everybody. Kiran, thank you very much for joining us today.
Namaste.
So I was visiting your website. You are founder of AVS Academy, and I wanted to see what all are the offerings of this educational organization. And I was reading through it, and you just on the very first page itself, it really caught my eye. If I may just read out a little bit about your academy here. AVS Academy creates a space where parents and students can choose their topic of interest in one-on-one counseling. So I didn't read anything like a prep. I didn't read anything like an exam plan, any coursework or anything like that, but your focus is on counseling. So can you just talk about that unique vision a little bit and see what your model of your organization is?
Okay. Thank you, Vikram. Can you hear me okay?
Absolutely, yes.
Okay. Thank you. Thanks, Pilipu TV, for bringing me on. And I came in last March to Virginia area, in that area, DC area, and conducted a live seminar, education seminar. So it looks like I'm now coming back to the same area. That's good.
I may interrupt. We are not just limited to Delmarva area. We do.
Exactly. Yeah, that's true. That's true. So coming back to, yes, you are right. I am the founder of AVS Academy, and we started this academy almost like 16 months ago. And before that, I was doing kind of voluntarily helping students and parents, especially those students and parents. Yes, you are right. There is lag. I'm hearing my own voice.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm hearing my own voice, so that's why. Yeah, okay. Yeah. You are right. Our academy has a focus. The focus is, it is a one-on-one personal space for the parents as well as the students. While the student and parent are both going through the academic journey, we would like to come in, help them out in any form of counseling, mentoring, or anything. So the reason what I mean is, a lot of parents going through the education system for the first time. They do not know about the education system here. So there are a lot of hurdles, there are a lot of bumps they go through, not knowing what it is, what is coming for them. So that's where we come into not only academics, but overall personality issues or behavioral issues or anything you want to talk about. There is a person or there is an academy, there is a faculty to go to and openly talk about how to correct it. That's the whole point of this AVS Academy, which is uniquely placed for this purpose.
So I understand that you've been in this country for about what, 25, 28 years, if I remember correctly?
Yeah, 28 years.
So if you could just go back a little bit into your background and walk us through your journey about where you started and now where you are. If you could just walk us through your journey, we would like to relate ourselves and see how you must have got this idea to offer us this help.
Sure. I came here in 1992, and as a student, master's student for computer science, and then I went to New York University And at that time, New York University was offering electives, and New York Institute of Technology was offering the core courses for technology. So I did in New York, I completed my um, master's degree in computer science from New York Institute of Technology. And immediately after that, like every student, searching for jobs. And I found a job immediately. And at that time, it was like market is quite opening up. And for 4 years or 3 years, I did my job, and I was a programmer, systems analyst, and all those things. But something was bothering me all the time, because they were giving me opportunities like site manager, senior manager, like that. Somehow, somewhere, I found there is something needs to be done to better present ourselves, to better represent ourselves, myself, in front of the managers, in front of the directors, in front of the leadership, pretty much. Because I'm doing the stepping, I'm climbing I was climbing the corporate ladder, and I found myself that there is something that I need to be getting educated, especially when I'm in this country. What is it? So I started slowly looking into effective communication, effective presentation, all those things by Steve Covey and Franklin Covey. They used to 7 Habits of Highly Intellectual Professionals. I used to work for Arthur and Anderson Consulting, and they used to come and conduct these webinars. So I got very intrigued on it. Okay, what is that? Okay, I have all the educational things. I have computer science degree. I have bachelor's degree. But somewhere I see that I need to beef up my communication. I need to represent myself better. I need to develop my personality to talk freely and get in front of people, present my ideas, like all those things are popping up. So that started thinking me through, okay, what is the education system here? Because I see XYZ, my manager, Jim Zartman, at that time, he was like, whatever that he was presenting and whatever that I was presenting, both are same, exact same topics, but it's like a black and white difference. The way that the emotion is put into the message, the way that the presentation comes out, the way that Jim talks about. And I asked him, okay, what should I do? I want to know what is this. Then he said, Kiran, it is in this country, especially USA, where your skills are X, but how you sell your skills, how you represent, how you market yourself is X times 3x. That takes you to the positions, not knowing the subject all the time. So slowly I came to Chicago, and then I started doing the MBA program. That MBA program was another eye-opener. Literally, what happened was my entire communication style changed. Style changed means, let me give an example. I always ask, let's say a president of an organization comes, like our Telugu organization, let's take a Tamil organization, Kannada organization. They come and say, Kiran, we want this, we want this. My first question will be, what is the tangible result? What are you measuring against it? That's it. That's how my viewpoint is. Anything that you do, it has to add value to you, yourself, your family, and to the society. Otherwise, you are just doing the job, moving on. So slowly the vision changed, and my my wife, she's at AT&T, and she started her job with AT&T, and she has been now she's at AT&T still. And my son came into the picture. Then slowly, what is the specialty about US education system? I went through the childhood of my son, and I learned so much, because the way that the education system preps the student here about personality, communication, confidence, focus, representation. All those things really amazed me. So I started pulling students together in my basement and started talking about how, hey, what are you doing? Let's do some projects together, because I want to know. I want to know. That inquisitiveness drove me into this. Slowly, all the students started coming to me, and then I started implementing these effective presentation skills with them. So, for example, I asked them to interview your parents, to write about your parents. I don't think that anybody in this country or anybody asked a second grader to write about their parents or to talk about their parents and to create a PowerPoint about their parents. And my friends used to laugh at me. I'm like, what is this guy doing? Why is asking small children to write about us? Because 15 families, 20 families. I did not want to waste my time talking about stocks, talking about politics, talking about TV9 shows. I'm not that kind of person. So I want to do something different. So I implemented the effective communication and effective uh, kind of presentation skills at an early stage with these students. Then I saw the difference. What they used to do is they started talking to the parents, knowing more about the parents. Now I ask them to interview their grandparents. So they came back and say, oh, my grandparent was a farmer. My grandparent was an engineer. So the point is, at a second grade level, they don't know vocabulary. They don't know story writing, or first grade level. But I made them to come write, present in front of their own parents. That started this whole journey about this academy. I took my entire son's journey as a learning point. Now he is at Johns Hopkins. He is a junior year neuroscience studying. So I took that 14 or 15 years as a learning experience, and I went through all the stages, how he learned things, and how others also came to me and then participated in this journey. And I'm at last year, we decided, my wife and I, we have passion. Whatever the life story that we went through with our son, we want to give it back to the society. So the point here is, education system is like a fast moving train. The kids go through the journey. By the time you realize that your son is in 5th grade, he's already in 6th grade. And then you come to know what happens in 5th grade, and he's already in 6th grade. So we are coming back with this academy saying that if you are in the 3rd grade, you are in the 4th grade, you have to expect these things ahead of time, and you have to expect these things 2 years from now. So that is the whole point of this academy. That's the space I'm talking about, because students go there, they face all these issues, and we create that personal space between student and parent. They come and talk to us. That's what it is.
And I think that really sounds like a self-made path based on your own experiences as you move forward. So it kind of aligns with my initial introduction of, you had this passion and you made it as your mission right now, and you with a certain vision for you. And I see your organization in your website also. One thing I was curious, you had a tab for college students, you had a tab for high school, you have a tab for middle school, you even have a tab for pre-K and elementary, and it really got me curious about it. So I'm more curious about your process. Well, how do you approach these kids about whatever they come up with? Looks like there is nothing specific that you say that this is what we offer. You cover a lot of things. So I'm more curious about, what is your process? How do you approach when somebody comes to you for the first time? How do you approach that person?
Yeah. So typically what happens is, the parents come to me saying that my son is in 3rd grade, my son is in 4th grade, or my son is in kind of high school senior, they come with a problem or some kind of misunderstanding or some kind of pain point. That's how the journey starts. And then we sit down with them, assess the situation, and then we kind of do, okay, you are coming up with, your son is good with math, but he's not good with the English. No, I will give an example of yesterday. Let's talk about fresh examples. So a parent came yesterday saying that my son's scores are always kind of good with the math, 96, 97, but whereas English is around 85 or 80. What's going on? So the way that we approach is, first of all, the parents, the way that we are kind of the social circles and all those things. English is not our native language, right? We learned English, we went to English medium schools, we work here. But the way that kids learn English or students learn in English is totally different. The way that they teach, so when they come from school, the practicality at home is limited. Math, the parents teach, but English, fundamental things. So the way that we approach is, okay, we know, that's why we started with you rightly said, you got college students, you got high school students, you got middle school, and you got elementary and pre-K. Over a period of 10 years, I personally collected, I did around 328 live seminars, and I collected around, you can say 2,700 questions the parents asked about just about everything. Based on that questionnaire, based on the surveys, based on whatever we did over a period of this many years, we highlighted these are the top 10 areas or top 20 areas that are common. So a parent comes and says, my son is not doing good in English, or my dad is not doing good in English. That is almost, I can say, there are around 1,000 parents coming in like that. So the reason is, we always realize the problem when it happens, am I right? But we don't do the preparation ahead. We won't anticipate that coming in. We think that the schools are giving good grades, yes, excellent, they're doing good. All of a sudden, 7th grade in middle school, English score drops. So what happens is, the schools are grading, the schools are doing whatever it is, but the child switching from one school to the other school, one grade to the other grade, the fundamentals are not being covered properly. That will reflect not only in the middle school, high school, college, and throughout their life. So that's why our goal is to identify these problems early. That's why when a parent comes 8th grade and then there is a problem, immediately we know what to do, because that's where all the similarities, all the questionnaire that we gathered got into. So we help them out, and also not necessarily solving the problem at that time. Honestly, we will tell the problem will persist. It won't be corrected until a drastic measure, if something needs to be done. That's how this whole counseling, mentoring things work. So to answer your question, a college student will come with a career unknown issue. High school student will come, hey, I'm taking all these courses, I don't know which college to apply. A middle school student, they come and say, hey, our English scores are dropping. And whereas the elementary school, lack of focus, too much time on cell phones, mobile devices. So when the parent comes, I can guarantee that 99% of the problems are already known problems. It's a common problems across, and there is at least some solution offered for the students, and some really worked out, some, they could not work it out. So that's how we engage parents.
So that question has a extended part of this. You explained how the parents approach you and what do you see that they are offering. I understand the problems are common, but when you're addressing it, um, who is addressing? Because there could be multitude of issues, may not be one person available to cater to everybody who is there. You have all these groups that we're talking about. So what is your faculty like? Who do you use as faculty, and how do you assign a particular student to a particular faculty of yours, and what are their backgrounds usually?
Yeah, there is an adjunct faculty on demand basis, because all these things, we cannot just have a one dedicated or 10 dedicated people looking into these things, because every problem is unique, but there is a solution, but there is always some uniqueness in it. So we get adjunct faculty, especially those students who are in undergraduate degrees, doing undergraduate, because we help a lot of high school student and middle school students. And a couple of high school students are also like faculty members. They come in, for example, I will give an example. A few weeks ago, one of the parents, children is, their daughter is going to 10th grade, which is, uh, sophomore year in high school. And it's a STEM school. And they she was given an electrical engineering prep course, because it's a STEM school, engineering side. And there are issues, because electrical engineering at 10th grade, you can imagine, it all depends on this teacher. So immediately the parent came and said, hey, we need some help. So I have a standby faculty who is an electrical engineer doing electrical engineering at Illinois, which is the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign. So I approached him. I said, okay, you need to help here, tutoring help, like 10 weeks or 12 weeks. And, got him engaged right away. Another parent came day before yesterday. Hey, I could not talk to my son. He's a high school. Anything we say is like, okay, I can't do now. I am busy, kind of thing. So time management issues, organization issue. I have another consultant. She's a consultant. She's a behavioral consultant, and also she teaches like who am I kind of programs, and she has a time management organization skill. I engaged her, and she is now working with the parent, getting to the root cause of it. So that's how we engage. We have these ad hoc, on-demand adjunct faculty members, including my wife also, and my son also. My son is also here. Of course, now everybody is remote. So that's how we work. We work under that operating model.
If I may bring a little bit personal stuff here, my wife is a math professor, and my mom has been a teacher and a school principal back in India there. So they always bring up stories like not all the students are the same when you talk to these people. What kind of challenges do you face? I know you came with a certain perspective, following your own son and laying down the bricks as you move forward. But every student is different, every kid is different. What kind of challenges do you face when you try your approach, but sometimes it may not work the way you want it?
I see, I want to be honest also, on the call. Most of the time I see that especially the parent and the student are in different directions. Student is following certain things, and parent is kind of recommending some things, and somewhere there is always a disconnect. So I go there and say, this is how it should be done. And some people, they took it to the heart. Both parent and student work it out. Like, we have family counseling sessions, family touch points, monthly touch points primarily. There is a reason for those touch points. I want all the family members, including siblings, to be on the call, because the sibling can learn early based on the problem we have here, right? So wherever I see some parents, okay, here is, we went to this academy, we can get the solution. And then when they're not engaged, I see the problem is not solved. It is only a temporary band-aid fixing the bleeding, stopping the bleeding for a while. Wherever the parent engages, as a matter of fact, this program is education for the parent than the student, because parents, they do not have much background about the education system. Not knowing that, they don't know what to do. Even we tell, sometimes it may not sink in. So if you look into those kind of situations, wherever the parent and the student are engaged and come in as a family together, then we have a tremendous success. It works. Wherever the parent is hesitant not to implement this and maybe kind of following multiple directions, there is always that kind of conflict that continues. That's what we try to mitigate, but we can't help certain situations.
So do you have a built-in 6-week, 8-week, 10-week program when somebody comes to you with a problem? You say, do you say, okay, this is going to take 10 weeks, or this is a 10-week program or 8-week program that you got to be with some kind of a commitment from the parents and the kids to you to go over this journey, what you're talking about right now?
Yeah. What we do is we don't go like weekly, in this many weeks, that many weeks kind of. It's like once they enroll into a program, it is annual program. From the day they start, we circle back 365 days to the day once again they renew it. So when you take a student life here, they go through cycles, am I right? So you get summer, you get fall, you get winter little break, they go to spring again, and then come back to summer. So what we do is, okay, when there is the programs are much tailored to the seasonal when the school starts, we slow down the extracurricular activities, recommendations, and whatever the programs that we do. But during the break period, like December and summer, winter time, and summer time, and for the high school students during the college prep time, we ramp it up and saying that this is this is the, for summer we call it as June, July, August, the 3-month extremely rigorous programs. What it means is, extremely rigorous means we don't want to teach something and they get bored of it. So they write articles. I'll give an example. As a matter of fact, before coming to this show, we were on a radio with all middle school students, 20 of them, talking about their projects on the radio. So what we do is during summertime, we let the students write articles. We publish them on our website. We ask them to prepare PowerPoint presentations, prepare videos, and then bring them on the radio show. Down the line, who knows, maybe on like Pilipu TV kind of shows. So what it means is, if you address the fundamental analysis, reading and writing ability, you are solving almost 80% of the problems. Whether you take biology, whether you take physics, you take math, you take English, what we see is, if a parent did not spend that much time, or whatever the reasons could be, it could be a multitude of reasons because of so many immigration, whatever issues they are. When they spend good amount of time during their early childhood and really helped the student evolve in reading and writing ability, almost 70% of the problems are based out of that. Because once that reading and writing ability is not good, that problem always magnifies, and becomes uncontrollable. Because if you look into any of the high school students or college students, they have to present, they have to write, they have to present, they have to write. So that's where we see a lot of problems.
So once they approach you, that's another question about how to approach you. Once they approach you, this is a journey towards their college, and they would be with you perhaps until the time when they do get their admissions and get to their college thing.
Exactly.
So that question that I just mentioned. So what is the best way to approach you, and what can they expect, or how soon can they expect some kind of a response, or the further steps and all?
They can reach out at through our website, which is contact AVS, and they can schedule some time, or they can we have our Facebook and all this media, social media stuff, and they can reach through emails, they can reach through our contact numbers are listed on the website itself, and guaranteed that within 24 hours they will be engaged, either myself or one of my students or faculty or my partners who, somebody will contact them for sure. Most of the time nowadays with all these WhatsApp and all those things, everybody calls and pretty much engages through the phone. That is the fastest way to reach.
Right, right. So the other day when you and I were on that short conversation about this program, you had something very interesting to talk about the middle school kids, and what their state of mind is, already thinking that they have evolved, but that is the point they start evolving, in fact, and how you mentor them into the right path. Can you just repeat that once again for the viewers, please?
Sure. Yeah, no, I can little bit go down to elementary school and build it up for
Please,
you.
please, yes.
So if you look into, all, everybody on the call, whomsoever listening, in the elementary school, between up until fourth grade, children are, they ask so many questions. They want to know about everything. They ask you until you're tired of listening to it. And the reason is they want to know what's happening around them. So for me, that is the best, that is the most, I should say the word is, if you want to engage someone, you want to teach the best qualities in life or anything, that is the best age, where they just take and run with it. For example, I will give you just no. This happened yesterday. One parent from Maryland, I think Ellicott City, I believe. He came and he was telling me that his son does Bhagavad Gita recitals, 18 chapters. I said, wonderful. So if a kid at second grade reciting all the Bhagavad Gita chapters, imagine their memory power. Imagine their memory power, their analytical ability, and speaking back to you. That is the best thing that you have. So my immediate point is, bring him on, send me all his recordings. We will put them on the radio. Second, I want him to write a summary or talk about a summary of each chapter, brief summary. And then make a video out of it, summary, write an article. So why, especially at the elementary school and this second grade, third grade, fourth grade, that period, they implement what you say and they enjoy it. And as a parent, as a role model, that's where if you spend the most valuable time in your life with your children, they will evolve wonderfully. My life is an example. I told you, I used to do these sessions like when my son was like 6-year-old, and everybody used to come to my house and write about their parents, talk about their parents. The biggest beneficiary is myself, because my son learned the leadership qualities, because he see everybody coming into my house. Oh my gosh, the people are coming in. they're doing something. So he used to arrange all the tables. He used to be prepared for it. Am I right? So he used to talk. He used to do the leader, that leadership. So that is the best time. So elementary school up until 4th or 5th grade, I can say 4th grade, um, their analytical ability, their opening up to the world, their absorption of lot of information that can go to their brain is, it's a miracle. Means it's amazing. That is the where you need to sit down and see what you can do for them. Not that means you have to put them into a room and give constantly and say, that's not going to work. You have to make sure that they enjoy what they do. Some kids, they like basketball. I asked them to write about LeBron James. I asked them to write about somebody. I will write. No, I don't like LeBron James. I would like to write about somebody else. Oh, okay, write about somebody else. Somebody writes about Pokemon. So you see, that's where if you align with their interest, they love it. They talk to you. They start exploring. They start responding to you. So analytical ability. Slowly after 5th and 6th grade, they tend to put structure around it. So instead of reading 10 books, they start reading 5 books in a particular segment, like drama, fiction, like that. So what it means is their organization skills in, like the way that they're channeling information started. Now they're like, okay, I'm doing something. I know what I'm doing. Let me do it. Then the middle school, where that is, I call it as a bridge between elementary and high school. That's where their reading ability, the way that do the reading comprehension, the way that they go through any kind of paragraph or essay or a write-up or anything, it's a little deeper. The emotional factor comes into picture. They write with some emotion. If you ask for a summary, they talk so many things, characters, the sensitivity, the emotional, the suffering, all those things they put into place, because now they're feeling, okay, this is where around my world, these are the things happening. They're very attentive. They look into all the things happening around our world, like it could be any kind of, elections, Trump, whatever it is. They know, they focus. Now, when it comes to high school, it is, okay, the listening factor, the way that we want to help them out, it is much more steered by the counselors, peers, teachers, and the parent role becomes kind of a, supporting role rather than driving role. Yeah, parents will help them, but they have multiple avenues coming into the processing, and the listening, and everything depends on the people they mix with, the students and the counselors. So in the middle school is the place where already by the time they channelize their information, and they're now connecting those channels to the real world, they're developing their opinions, and they're putting deep roots into their reading ability and writing abilities, coming out with more matured way of writing things. They feel for it. So that's where you need to help them, what is right, what is wrong. So
if that's the case, how we talked about elementary and also we talked about middle school, and I hear what you're saying about how their thoughts were. How early would you say is too early to begin doing something like this, and how late is too late to make any changes in your approach?
in my approach, we will start with the, between 3rd grade and 4th grade is where, as I said, that is where they start, you can see the personality shaping up slowly. Okay, they learn, they talk to you, they reciprocate, they respond to you. Now you know where they are. If it is coming, if the parent comes in the senior year of a high school, we do not have that much left to do, because
Yeah.
by the time they're almost like us, talking like us, because they know they're more than us, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
So, and there is always, we can help them in the college prep, which is like application process,
Mm.
but their resume is already built.
Right. Right.
You cannot do something like an internship on a senior year.
Yeah.
It's not possible, am I right?
Okay, you haven't traveled the journey to
Yeah.
see that. So if that's the case, then how do you measure your success? Say you started with somebody at the age of 3 to 4, like you said. What is your measure of success, which you also mentioned earlier when you're talking about this? When they graduate from school or anything, how do you measure that? What do you see as, okay, I have been successful in giving what I was asked to do, or I could have done better or something else?
No, you were talking about the student coming out of the high school going to college or earlier?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, right.
Um,
Good.
so, pretty much for me, a college, a good college, a dream college is what a student wants to go. And if we can accommodate him into his dream college, that is a success, no doubt about it. Because college choices are so varied, like astrophysics, nuclear physics, nuclear science, chemical engineering, you name it. The university choices are so many. The programs that are driven by these universities are so powerful. Some of the programs, they need so much work. If a student get into a program that they want to go, and for example, now I will give you, right now I'm working with so let's say I worked with a student last year who is from Arkansas, and he wants to go to nuclear physics, and his dream school is Texas A&M. They came, we worked it out, and by God's grace, he got into Texas A&M. Then, see, the way that we work it out is what Texas A&M looks for in the application, what the student has, we matched up and make sure that any gaps are there, we will help them out. For example, if a student that went through our middle school, elementary school, whatever the path, the whole path, the way that I feel proud is the student keeps in touch with the academy. And as a matter of fact, tomorrow there are two students coming in as guest speakers. One is from Urbana-Champaign. I shared the flyers with you, I
Yeah,
believe.
I saw that.
And
Yeah.
one is from Brown University. Next week, one is coming from Purdue University, other one is coming from Florida University. So they're coming back to give back what they learned as a guest speaker. That is the success.
So could they be your potential adjunct faculty in the future when some
Yeah,
kids come in,
yeah,
they would just give back to what?
exactly.
Okay,
That is the best testimonial as well as best giving back to the students, am I right? Because
right.
they can connect to the programs that we do, the way that we mold them, and the way that we help them out. They are telling the true story. That's
Mhm.
what it is. So for me, a student can go to Harvard, or a student can go to Hopkins, whatever it is, as long as they come back and say, we want to help, that is the moral success.
Right. Right.
Because that's how we see that they went through, they had the struggle, now they are coming back to help others out. And all the students, by God's grace, anybody I asked, they are all coming back and as guest speakers. We already finished two last 2 weeks. One actually, he got admission into Brown and UPenn, both of them, but he chose Brown. And I don't know why he dropped UPenn. Uh, and then the second one is a combined program, BSMD program. And they both came, and students were like 1.5 hours. They spent time, they asked questions. It's kind of, that's what it is. If you look into this, Vikram, um, what I mean is knowledge sharing, especially when it comes to education. The most important thing is knowledge sharing. If you do that as a community, I ask all the organizations to give a chance to conduct one session, because these organizations, they can benefit so many members. Knowledge sharing, a simple information that we casually speak could be a life changer for a parent.
Right.
Because they don't know that this is available until we tell them, right? We communicate, because they don't know who to approach, who to talk to. They think that this is the problem that cannot be solved. So that's what it is, knowledge sharing. Knowledge sharing, giving back to the community. Those are the two fundamental underlying principles for this academy.
I think the other interesting feature of the academy is the articles section. When I went through the website, I see that they're all works of your students just listed out. Do you prioritize like what's worthy of going onto the website, or do you like, okay, this kid has done it, and let me put it out there for people to see and judge for themselves? How do you?
Yeah, it is more of not judging. It is more of, I gave you, I can give you some examples in this, because this is a true one. I spoke to a student in Boston, parent, not student. The student is only third grade student, and parent was asking me what to do with, how to let him do some, he's spending a lot of time on mobile devices. That is the concern, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Now everybody has it. Nowadays we can't even, now we can't even say anything now, because everything is on the screen now,
So
including ours
we
also.
are giving that back to them now. I
We
mean,
are giving back this. So I asked them, let me talk to the student. He's like, oh, no, I don't think that he will talk to you. I don't know. I said, let me put him on the speaker. So he came, and I asked them, what do you like the most? First of all, who are you? Who the hell are you? Kind of. Then he's like, oh, I like Pokemon. Oh, okay. You like Pikachu? Oh, you know Pikachu? Oh, you know Thunderbird? Thunderbolt? Oh, yeah, I know. Can you, I don't know, can you put all these things into a nice drawing and write an article about it? It does not matter. Then the immediate question is, article? I don't know. How many lines you want? I'm like, 10 lines. Oh, I can't write 10. I will write only 5. Oh, okay, do it. And then, to my surprise, he wrote 10 sentences, of course, some mistakes. And then he drew nice pictures of Pikachu characters, Pokemon character. That was there on the website. That is there on the website right now. So I asked him, do you want to create a club? Yeah, I want to create a club. How many friends can I include? 10. Believe me or not, the next day he went and asked 10 friends, created a club. And now he talks to me directly without parent.
nice.
That is exactly what I recommend for the parents. You cannot ask them do things. You need to strike their interest. You need to go through their interest, then only that evolve. So what happened is, after that example, I kind of rejuvenated or excited him with his interest, made him to write an article, made him to form a club, made him to talk to me. Now there is a communication correction. Okay, this word is not good, and you put some good words, some sentences. So that is the mechanism. So that's what these articles are all written about, because these are the interests. You see one kid from here, he likes fuels, alter cars. I asked him, okay, what cars? Oh, I like electrical cars. Okay, you like electrical cars. I like too. But why you like electrical cars? Oh, they save energy. Okay, write about it. Alternate fuels. One boy came from Texas. Oh, well, I like basketball. I breathe basketball. I love basketball. Okay, write about your favorite star, James Harden. So he wrote about it. So what happens is when they write about their passionate topic, you really see the true talent of the student. They put a lot of effort into, because they don't want to spoil what they like, am I right? Like somebody likes drawing, somebody likes basketball. When they write about what they're passionate about, then you know what their true potential is. That's what we're doing with these articles. Now immediately we publish that without much proofreading, because at the age, what kind of proofreading you do, you know what I mean? So we send a link to them, they share with all their friends. Hey, you see, my article is posted. So now he's ready to write next one. I will give an example from Virginia. The lady called me, two boys, and I asked them with passionate. They both started writing. She called me the other day. They are not letting me sleep. They keep on writing, and asking me when are you going to publish? That's exactly what it is. When they like what they want to do, they do it. So we need to, that's what we come here as an academy and say, let them write about their passionate subjects, talk about this afternoon radio show is all about it. Interviewing their parents, interviewing their grandparents, interviewing their friends' parents. It is not the interview that I am interested in. It is the process they implemented in. It was a fantastic story they told on the call, how they interviewed, how they prepared the speeches, how they introduced, and they sent the videos about it too. So that's what it is.
So this sounds more like a one-on-one interaction with each of the kids. So where do your events come into the picture? I see there is a event section on your website. There are
Yes.
some upcoming events also. I think there is one on Labor Day weekend coming up. So where do events come into your structure right now?
Yeah, what we do is, okay, students are writing articles, students are publishing them, students are sending videos, they're coming to group sessions, presenting stuff. They need some event, big one, where they can present their, whatever the story they want to tell, whatever they want to do. So what we do is, we do like weekly radio shows where we segment. For high school students, we have STEM group, medical group, technology group, business group. For middle school, we have one group. For elementary school, we have one group. So we have events almost like every week. They come on a radio show, they present their topics. Now, next week could be STEM, the following week could be business. So it gives them breathing time, almost like 1 month breathing time to prep and talk. And as I said, Labor Day, we are doing a conference, online conference, because everything is online now. I would have done the physical one. So 2-day conference where middle school, elementary school, and high school students come. They present their innovative ideas, and they have audience. They can present and see the feedback panels and all this, like regular stuff. So what happens is, when you have an event, when you have this kind of uh, monthly kind of seminars or whatever it is, there is some focus, am I right? There is a goal, there is a focus. The parents, they don't have to ask them to prepare. They prepare because they're talking about their favorite topic. So that's how we measure the success, as well as we keep them always preoccupied.
So they are more like conventions we talk about with
Online seminars.
yeah, online seminars. You come together and do that. Now, is this now the things that you focus on? I don't think it's just limited to school kids or high school kids or college kids. Um, I hear that the same principles could be applied to career professionals also. And you did mention once in a while you do come across people who approach you with similar kind of help. So can you just talk about a few things that you have done before in that regard towards career professionals, like motivational speeches or anything like that?
Sure. I look into life as it's like a 4 pillars, life essentials. One is finance, health, career, education. So for anybody, any professional, um, these four are, any family member or professional, these four are important things, the 4 pillars of life. If you have one weak area, your roof is not stable, your house is not stable. That's how I look into things. So a lot of times professionals come as, like one-on-one coaching, kind of counseling kind of stuff. I do like 360-degree feedback programs, but most importantly, I do like awareness of, like life essentials. One week I take a topic, motivational speech on the radio. I take a topic of finance. Okay, what are the finance, the things that you can do? You can save money for your children at an early age, 529 plans, or whatever, that living will stuff, all those things in the finance area. Career area is the most important area, where a lot of professionals come to me saying that, Kiran, my career is stuck. I'm there, I go 9 to 5, meet the same exact people, come back, and I don't know where to go. So those kind of areas we look into, and then I always to look into alternate income. That's how you keep your career and your skills always re-energized all the time. Same thing with health, stress. Everybody talks so much about stress, and there is no such thing called stress. That is all, we created ourselves the stress. So how to do this? There is some 7-week guidance that I give to go through the stress, any kind of family stress, career stress, or anything. So I help them a little bit, kind of through in a structured way. So bottom line here is, we have a leadership development program for career professionals who, number one, they are stuck with their career. They don't know what to do. They don't have any light at the end of the tunnel. They do the same exact thing, come back, go back. Or somebody wants to really switch a career. Somebody wants to completely diversify their career, move on to a new career. So these are the things that we do in the leadership development programs. That, this is the 17th batch going on, and pretty much addressing the communication, addressing how to manage up, manage down in the corporate world, navigate through the corporate politics and all those things. That Those are the things, pretty much standard, and that is another totally different topic.
Muted, sorry. So, has your message changed based on the environmental conditions? I mean, when I say environmental conditions now, in this climate, if somebody comes to you with a crisis, we have the pandemic going on, we have immigration issues going on, which are getting severe right now. Does your message adapt to that situation in any way when you're giving any kind of career guidance? Because
Yeah,
what used to be something even 5 months ago may not be true anymore. I mean, the world will change, that as we all agree. So how do you adapt to that?
yeah. A message did not change that much, but I consider this as a contingency.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I've been telling a lot of, any professional that comes to me, I say, you need to have at least an alternate income or alternate learning mechanism. Like, don't go, I'm an IT professional, I do Java, yeah, I do Java plus, I do C, like plus plus plus. Try to think about something that is passion. What is your passion? Okay, some people, they like photography. So I asked them, why can't you set up your green mat and all those in studio? Try to do something. I can give some opportunity to you. I did that. They do. They love it. So like that. So for me, pandemic, crisis, all those things are part of life, and sometimes we look into a little bit deeper into. I live, as a, I'm here for 28 years. This is the fifth cycle I'm seeing economic downturn. Nothing new. 2000 hard hit, 2006 hard hit, 2012 hard hit. But this is a hard hit on the health side, not economy side. It is the same as the other one, but more on the health side. It's what I'm trying to say is when you have 4 or 5 avenues of kind of involving yourself, pulling the income, it does not really matter at the end of the day.
I think that's where it again hits your point that that secondary source of income is what is going to save you, and how do you pick that? How do you choose that secondary
Yeah.
source is going to be very important. I
Yeah,
think coming to the top of the hour here.
every
So yeah, go ahead.
one sec,
No, go ahead.
one comment. One comment is, um, you know, I strongly say on this call, I always say that every person in this world is unique and uniquely talented. We undermine our talent, we draw boundaries of comfort and live in that comfort and ignore our talent. We need to think beyond that comfort zone, that comfort circle. Then you will measure your talent in a multitude of things.
Right.
I guarantee that yourself, anybody on the caller, I guarantee that every human being is equally talented, uniquely talented, but opportunity may not be there for some to realize it. That's what I say, to realize that and then set goals and move forward. Don't
Right.
limit with all these things.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Mr. Murli, the Kiran. Sorry, this is definitely something unique. I was not honestly expecting when I went to that website avs-academy.com. I was given the last 3-4 months of everybody moving to the online platforms. I honestly thought this was something similar to those kind of a coaching or prep or that kind of stuff. But when I did chance upon your website, it did really stand out to me that this was something definitely different. And our brief conversation the other day was, I should say, enlightening, because sometimes there are things right in front of us which we overlook, and this is something which is our lives, but we don't focus on it. And you are really nitpicking and then amplifying those loopholes, I would say, in our approaches. That definitely is something, I say, a brick building or a path laying towards the future. I definitely encourage all our viewers to go to avs-academy.com. Mr. Kiran Palla has a very profound organization there. You should go through every section of the website and see what the kids have to offer. Like he said, every kid has a talent, and he is bringing out those talents, confidence and personality out of those kids, and not just kids. Like he said, even career professionals. He is bringing out all those hidden features, you can say, in a very unique way. Please visit the website. You have the contact information, everything in the website there. Yeah, whenever you feel like you need to approach him in this regard, or even just ask me a question, if this is the right avenue for you to even proceed, please go and contact him. I'm sure he'll be more than happy to answer your questions. Kiran Garu, thank you very much for joining today on this fine Saturday afternoon, and I'm sure I'll be contacting you again.
Sure.
And we'll hope that a lot more people will avail this unique opportunity that you are offering. And I wish you good luck in laying the future for a lot more kids. And I really wish good luck to all the kids that you are at your academy in their pursuit of what they want. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Appreciate it.